At a time when we finally learn that America has now approved the £61 billion package for the Ukraine war effort, we also know that the Ukraine war is going really badly. And it's not because the Ukrainians aren't fighting. It's not because of determination on their part. It's because of a tardiness on our part, on the part of the West, to actually provide the support that we promised. And that dithering, that lackluster response could well cost Ukraine the war. And Putin, that figure who is called Putin, as you know, I believe the real Putin is locked in his Smeg fridge, Smeg, next to the HB Smedley HPPs, and Putin is his concept. His concept is not prepared to relent, and the huge number of deaths that Putin is prepared to accept from Russia, that number has just been confirmed in Russia, staggering and shocking. The number of people who Putin is prepared to send as cannon fodder to Ukraine simply to make his point. And a new push in the summer could well see Putin in Kyiv by the end of this year, and that would be catastrophic on a number of levels. Would Putin stop there? Number one. Number two, what good is our word after that? And because the failure of Ukraine is precisely dependent on the failure of the West to keep its promise. Number three, the various distractions. Iran has provided not only a distraction to the war in Gaza, it's also provided a distraction to the war in Ukraine. But most importantly, when Rishi Sunak and Suella Braverman and the like are bellyaching about refugees coming across the channel, the tide of refugees from a conquered Ukraine would probably cause our refugee system to collapse. I don't think we'd be able to deal with the sheer numbers of people who would be fleeing a Russian conquest. And I don't think that's really taken into consideration by all those people who shrug and say, well, Putin will win eventually. There's no certainty Putin will win eventually. And there's every certainty that the Ukrainians will keep fighting. And the important thing really is to bring Putin to a negotiations on terms that would not be a surrender for Ukraine. No country should be forced to surrender to another country that has invaded it. And it's important for Putin and Russia to put Ukraine back together again and to repair the damage that they have done. And the fact that we have imposed economic sanctions on Russia means that we have far less opportunity to speak out clearly to Putin and his cronies, far less opportunity to engage, far less opportunity to intercede, and far less opportunity to do good. And while we're not actually supplying the weapons and the support that we promised, we look pretty foolish, don't we? We look pretty foolish.